Just a quick shout out to Rocket and Turtle Beach for sponsoring us. To get a gear discount, you can find it in the description below. CD Projekt Red unveiled a new trailer ahead of Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty's release next month. A new trailer dubbed New Ways to Play spotlights new gameplay features that will be arriving alongside the expansion, as well as features coming with the free update 2.0. The expansion Phantom Liberty follows a spy thriller theme. It will introduce a new relic skill tree which provides powerful abilities. It's also a chance to master new playstyles and create some unique new builds. Also making its way to the game is the new location Dogtown, chock full of new events, missions, new clothing items, weapons, cyberware, and much more. As for Update 2.0, these include new perks to make the gameplay more impactful. Enemy AI will get some combat improvements, police AI will now be more responsive, they'll do things like set up roadblocks to stop you or even ram you off the road. Combat also reaches new heights with new vehicle combat. A chase isn't quite a chase without being able to shoot while on the go, even while driving. Not only using guns, but quick hacks to infiltrate your enemy's car or motorbike. The Phantom Liberty expansion will launch on PS5, Xbox Series and PC on September 26th. A new gameplay trailer was dropped for the open world RPG Crimson Desert. It's been a minute since we've actually seen more of the game, and opening night live at Gamescom seemed to be the perfect time for Pearl Abyss to share some major updates for the game. To say the least, the trailer is majorly action-packed. They decided to cram quite a lot of features into the short 3.5-minute video. The footage is dense, and if you blink you'll probably miss a key feature. The footage shown includes actual in-game gameplay, which is a work in progress. Some fast-paced combat is shown right off the bat. Our lone mercenary is shown clicking up a fast, tripping up enemies and slamming the ground, knocking back a group of foes. There's even a look at what looks to be finishes with tapping the button during a slow-mo moment to choose an action to knock back an enemy with a forceful kick. But it wasn't just about the combat the game showed this time, as we got a quick look at some smaller missions, sort of odd jobs which could be picked up, literally. The main character is seen carrying a sheep to reunite it with its owner. There's also other things to do between battles such as fishing and even taming horses. Other interesting features include GTA-styled commandeering of a horse and cart, there's travelling by hot air balloon, and even some Zelda-esque free-falling from the sky. Crimson Desert looks to have a culmination of RPG influences. The scope seems quite ambitious, and I can see why they've taken the time before showing some more Crimson Desert after going back to the drawing board since switching from an MMO to a more solo experience, taking their time to add some exciting core new features. Cygames this week finally nailed down the launch date for Granblue Fantasy Relink. The game will launch on February 1st, 2024. The action RPG is a spin-off of the Granblue series, but instead of controlling just one character, you will lead a group. It also features a solo mode and a multiplayer mode so you can join up with friends to slay monsters together. A new trailer highlighted the destruction and chaos brought by the primal beasts. There are monstrosities created by astrals years ago. It isn't going to be easy to eliminate them, but there is a rich cast of characters whom players can rely on. They're opting also for, instead of a open world environment, you can expect to see more large open areas allowing you to prepare for potential battles way before stepping into the next one. Cygames seem to have gone in this direction to make it more friendly to a wide variety of players, no matter which RPG genre they're coming from. Granblue Fantasy Relink also has a bit of an MMORPG DNA sprinkled into it, thanks to the more than 100 quests available. These include destroying bosses and participating in raids. A positive aspect of its gameplay is that players will be able to swap easily from one loadout to the next when participating in each of these activities. If you can't get enough of Monster Hunters, be on the lookout for Fera the Sundered Tribes coming in 2024. During Gamescom, the action RPG was announced by developer Massive Damage, featuring a vibrant cel-shaded world. What makes Fera different is that it adds a tether hook item into the hunter's arsenal, giving them full freedom of movement to swing through the world. Players can hook this gizmo onto the environment or even monsters themselves, creating an anchor point that they can use to propel themselves in various directions. You can swing around monsters using momentum to gain great speeds and fly over your target. So what happens if you break this tether hook? Well, the good news is that you have a glider, so you can just glide away, which can be deployed in a pinch. Using this will let you easily breeze through the landscape and fall at your own pace. Another unique feature is the ability to build up your village, starting from humble beginnings and eventually reaching a thriving metropolis. As you branch out and grow your village, more and more citizens will flock to your homestead. Some may even be in direct danger from deadly monsters, so you can save them and they can come to your village that way too. Good news for Xbox players, Baldur's Gate 3 will be coming to the platform this year. Larian Studios has now found a solution for the Xbox Series version of the game, the CRPG which ran into some issues when it came to the split screen option for Xbox Series S has held up the release of the game on the platform. However, this week after discussions with Xbox head Phil Spencer, Larian shared that they will now be foregoing split screen co-op on the Series S version. Now, to be clear, this is only for the Series S version. The Series X version will still be receiving split screen co-op, and both versions will still have cross-save progression between Steam and the Xbox platform. While this means the Xbox version is still moving forward this year, we still need to wait for an official announcement for when this will actually release. The PlayStation 5 version is swiftly moving forward, releasing as early as September 2nd if you've pre-ordered the Deluxe Edition, which gives you a few days of early access. However, the good news is Xbox players will finally be able to shove enemies into ravines in Baldur's Gate 3 some point this year. If you're looking for the latest guides, you can find them on our channel. Be sure to check out our Wizard class guide and Shadowheart build guide as well. Lords of the Fallen looks to be all set for the October 13th launch as developer Hexworks announced that the game has now officially gone gold. The industry term means that the game is all set to be released come launch day. To celebrate the milestone, the studio announced that a dev journal will be starting next week. This will surely shed some light on some burning questions that fans have had. Also this week, the studio has released a new trailer featuring the story of Lords of the Fallen during Gamescom 2023 opening night live. It shows the main protagonist trying to hide from a major foe, failing to stay hidden, the knight is caught and then stabbed. The trailer shows more of the gorgeous gothic looking Souls-like. The dark fantasy is truly really shown in this trailer, including a few NPCs, plot points, and even another look at the boss Pieter. It shows dual-wielding torches, slicing and dicing, as well as some menacing enemies. One truly frightening entity is shown towards the end that looks absolutely massive. The trailer is slightly cryptic, not outwardly telling everything about the narrative, but it does give some good hints of what's in store for players come October. We've been getting a lot of ARPGs lately, and this week a new trailer was released for the last Epoch. The game will be getting a new class called the Runemaster. This is a mastery class of the mage. Classes in the last Epoch have a chance to ascend to one of 3 masteries. Rune Masters are unique in the sense that players can theoretically cast 40 different spells with one button press, provided that you know the correct rune combination, preparing runes to cast specific spells. For example, casting fire spells will grant you fire runes, ice spells, ice runes, and so on. The 40 different spell effects that can be invoked are split into the usual offensive, defensive, and utility categories. Mastering the Runemaster looks to be a lot of fun, as it initially seems to be like a very complex class. A new update will be releasing on September 7th called Runes of Power, which will come with a new class mastery in early access. The developer 11th Hour Games plans to launch 1.0 towards the end of the year. Black Myth Wukong, as promised by Jeff Keighley, got a world premiere of a new trailer during opening night live. The game gets another impressive trailer opening with a song sung by a headless musician. After that image sinks in, we're introduced to a number of bosses, each possessing some formidable powers and each more ferocious than the last. Wukong swings into action with his magic staff, showing off some of his abilities such as creating a circle of fire and even deflecting high-speed projectiles. His moves seem to be very versatile. Nvidia GeForce also released some extended footage for boss battles from an early demo. The bosses range from scorpion poison tail foes to lightning dual-wielding dragon types that pound the ground with electric waves. There also looks to be a peek at one of Wukong's many transformations. He's seen wielding a double-ended flame blade and appearing double the size of his usual form. Just how many transformations will make it into the game isn't currently known, but we're eager to see more. Now, you might be wondering, with Starfield fast approaching, at what time we can start exploring space? Well, Bethesda answered the question this week, releasing details for launch times across time zones. The global release time showed the launch dates for both the early access version and for the standard launch. It was only last week when Bethesda confirmed that the game had gone gold and is on track. So if you haven't already started preloading, you can actually do that for some platforms now. Early access is available for those who picked up any of the premium editions of the game. Starting on August 31st at 5 PM PDT, you can start your space adventure. For those who have picked up the Standard Edition or planning to play on Xbox Game Pass, your journey starts a few days later on September 5th, also at 5 PM PDT. Can't wait? Well, Bethesda has also shown some more Starfield this week. Todd Howard presented the game on the stage, which showed some of the beginning of the game as well as explaining how players will start off as a miner. This includes touching some mysterious artifact with strange effects and being able to see into space-time. After customizing your character, you'll be off to explore the galaxy. Will you be playing Starfield? What kind of character will you be making background and trait-wise? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.